He was the game changer, revolutionising English football both on and off the field. But today, amid growing fan frustration...
We need to be bold in the appointment and get the person we believe is the right person.
Zeljko Buvac, Liverpool second assistant manager, currently has been let on temporary leave. We believe, and our sources believe, that he is on his way down to the Emirates to take over from Arsene Wenger. That is the latest news right now. Buvac from Liverpool is going down to the Emirates to take over from Arsene Wenger at the end of the season. Now, this man, Buvac, not many people know a lot about him. He was a former teammate of Jurgen Klopp at Mainz. Both players made an agreement that once one of them got offered a job in management, the other would come in as assistant. He has been Jurgen Klopp's assistant at Mainz, at Dortmund, and now at Liverpool. This is the first time they will not be working together. Not a lot is known about this man, but more is coming up. Let's go to Dan to find out some more information. Right, thanks Dan. Thank you very much. Right, so let's have a look at Buvac. So he has arrived at the Emirates. In fact, he arrived a year ago. He has been in charge of Arsenal for the entire 2017-2018 season. So let's see how he done. So we'll start off with his transfer history. What has he done? What ins and outs have there been? So if we look at the outs, no major people there, nothing that stands out. It's all the young players that have gone out on loan. Let's have a look at the ins. 62 million spent. What has he got for his money? So the first player that he got in was Lucas Torreira. 22.5 million from Sampdoria. Okay. So this guy is a 22-year-old Uruguayan. Defensive midfielder, and he's got pretty good stats. 16 for passing, 15 for tackling. He's not a player that I've seen on here before, but I think I'll definitely take a look at him in the future. He's got some good stats there, and obviously he's 22 years old, so he's only going to get better. But yeah, previously from Sampdoria, pretty good signing there. Then Fernando from Spartak Moscow, 26-year-old Brazilian. He's in his prime. Again, a defensive midfielder. I think it might say something about the tactics that Buvac will be playing, the fact that he's signed two defensive midfielders. But this Fernando is not... he doesn't stand out as amazing. He's got good positional sense, good teamwork. He reads the game quite well. But for a defensive player, his tackling is not good. So I'd probably see him as a deep line playmaker in that position. His marking's pretty good, to be fair to him. But yeah, heading and tackling is a 10. So not fantastic there. But like I said, good passing. He's good at free kicks as well. So be interesting to see how he got on. Edin Viska from a Turkish team. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. He is a 28-year-old Bosnian. No outstanding stats there. He's got good flair off the ball and acceleration. He's brought as a right winger. So he's a squad player. He's not someone that's going to play every single game. But he's just a squad player. And then Yasim Brahimi, a left-sided midfielder. He can play in the centre as well. He's got great technique, great passing, great dribbling, good first touch, flair. Got 19 for flair, 16 for acceleration, 18 for dribbling, 16 first touch, 16 passing, 18 technique. He's got very, very good stats. Let's see how he done in his first season. So in the Premier League, only 15.5 million, so that's pretty cheap considering the stats that he's got. He made 11 appearances in the league, 2 goals, 2 assists, 1 man in the match, an average rating of 7.27, which is pretty good. Overall, if you include like the Continental and the Cup, 4 goals, 5 assists in 24 games. Average rating of 7.02. So, not bad. Not bad. Good. A good few squad players have come in there. A couple of players for the future, but nothing major that stands out. So let's see how he's lined up with these new players and his current players. Okay, so we're seeing a 4-2-3-1 formation, but defensive. There's very little in the centre of midfield. I think he's probably looking, with this formation, I'd say he's probably looking to hit on the counter with direct passing. Get the ball from back to front very quickly. You've got a lot of pace in Brahimi and Lacazette. Aubameyang, of course. So that would suit the pace, I feel. And then Ozil in a strong position behind the strikers in that centre, not centre mid, but attacking mid position, so he can start spraying the balls out. So yeah, that is the lineup. Monreal having a centre back position there. Interesting. Okay, so we've looked at the transfers in. We've looked at their formation. Let's have a look and see how well his players performed stats wise. So top goal scorer for Arsenal was Aubameyang. He scored 26 goals in 56 games, so a pretty good return there. 8 assists as well. So he was involved in 34 goals. So that's pretty good. Mesut Ozil, 15 goals. That's good for Ozil. He never really pops up with that many. And 18 assists. So his standard assists there, but he's got a very good rating. I think he's probably the best average rating in the squad. 7.41. And then Mkhitaryan getting some goals and assists. Okay, so nothing major stands out there. Like I said, yeah, Ozil, Aubameyang and Koscielny the best players, and then everybody else is average, really. Let's see how well they performed in the competitions. So the season started with a game in the Community Shield against Chelsea. It finished 1-1 with Arsenal winning on penalties. So the goal was scored by Danny Welbeck for Arsenal. And then Oliver Giroud against his former club, getting the equaliser in the 89th minute to take it into extra time. Neither team can settle it, and Alonso the man to miss the penalty. Okay, so that's the Charity Shield. So 1 game down, 1 trophy down already for Buvac. So a good start for him. So how did he fare in the Carabao Cup? Started with a good home win against Reading, 4-0. Joe Willock, Nelson, Mkhitaryan, Ozil getting in on the goals. Quite a lot of young players in there, which is standard. Then we had Liverpool at home. Mkhitaryan and Welbeck with the goals. And then we had Chelsea in the quarter-final. Unfortunately, Alex Iwobi's goal was not enough, as Chelsea's Marcus Alonso made up for his missed penalty in the Community Shield by scoring the winner right on half-time in extra time there. So Arsenal out of the quarterfinals, now in the FA Cup. So as you can see from this, we got to the final. But we had, apart from Norwich, all Premiership teams all the way through, which is unheard of. You normally get a couple of lower league teams, but Premiership all the way, apart from that game against Norwich. Won every game. Aubameyang playing well against Bournemouth there. He scored against Stoke. He scored against United. He scored against Leicester. And then in Chelsea. So it was a weekend. Aubameyang, he must have been injured or something, because he played all the other games. But he didn't play in the FA Cup final against Chelsea. Eddie Nketiah came in and scored, which is good for him. Him and Lacazette were up front by the looks of it. And let's go and have another look. Let's have a closer look at that. So Alvaro Morata, 2 goals in 2 minutes. Chelsea obviously dominated the game there. No Aubameyang on the bench, so he must have got injured. See, if he didn't get injured, I feel Arsenal would have probably edged that. Well played, Eddie and Nketiah anyway. Eddie. So how do we do in Europe? We'll start with the group stages. We had Braga, Partizan, Slavia Prague. We won 5 games, lost 1. We lost 2-0 to Braga. The only other game we conceded was away to Partizan. So a good performance in the group stages. And then we had Hertha Berlin. 2 wins, not comfortable, but just done enough there. And then in the second knockout rounds, we had Juventus. So Juventus won the first game, 3-1. We were away. But then we brought it back home and we edged it on away goals. Aubameyang with 2 solid strikes to give us a 2-0 win to take us through to the quarterfinals against Shakhtar. So we drew 3-3 away from home, but again, at home we were solid and we won 2-0. Elneny and Iwobi with the goals there. That sent us into the semi-finals against Lazio and didn't concede a goal against them in either game. Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan again with the goals. 2-0 win away, a 1-0 win at home. Jack Wilshere getting that one, which sent us through to the final against Everton. And that we won 2-0 as well. Lucas Torreira and Mesut Ozil with the goals. So not a bad performance in the cups from Arsenal. And Buvac basically won 2 cups in his first season. So it's a pretty good record. But the important one is the Premier League. Let's see how we've done. Okay, so we look at those, and without even looking at the teams, the scores, you can tell by the colours of the results that the season probably didn't go too well. We lost to Bournemouth in the second game. Then we lost at home to Man United. A couple of draws there. We conceded quite a few goals as well. There weren't that many clean sheets. Lost to Swansea, lost to Stoke, lost to West Ham, lost to Bournemouth again, lost to Man U again. So that's only up to the 31st of January. So if it continues like that, then we're definitely not going to have a great season. Picked it up a bit. I lost to Man City and Huddersfield. But quite a few draws there. More draws than wins in the last couple of months there. Which means we finished the season in 6th place. 13 points ahead of 7th place Newcastle. Level on points with 5th place Liverpool. Obviously they scored more goals. Better goal difference by 25. And then Chelsea and Man City, again that came down to goal difference. They both finished on 71 points. So only 6 points ahead. And then Spurs finished second, 2 points ahead of Man City and Chelsea. So again, that between 6th and 2nd, 8 points. So that was very close there. If they could have turned a few more of the draws into wins, it would have been a different story. But yeah, that is Buvac's first season in charge at Arsenal. Not a bad one in terms of trophies. He won the Community Shield and the Europa League. But in terms of what the Arsenal fans want, which is to challenge for the title, again, even without Wenger, we're not doing it. So that's something that definitely needs working on. Thanks for watching this special edition of WOFI. Wenger out, Fry in. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, please subscribe. That way you can stay tuned to all the upcoming videos. We've got more WOFI videos coming out. We've got more FM18 videos coming out, and there'll be some other videos coming out as well. So please stay tuned, and any feedback you want to give, I'm happy to take all feedback on board, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.